Part 7, Intercontinental Championship. Fandango. Right?
You got to let the A's breathe.
Well, that's the interesting story about this one. Everybody was really Fandango's going to win the title. It's kind of a guarantee. And now that he, out of all people too, right? that he's the one who gets the concussion. But he's going to get replaced with Curtis Axel, and I actually think that that's much, much better. And it's not that kind of Curtis Axel bandwagon that a lot of people are on. Have you guys noticed that too, by the way?
But
That Curtis Axel comes out and everybody's like, he should be the next Money in the Bank winner. He should win the World Championship and all.
Yeah, it's
That's not
because it's the hype surrounding him from Paul Heyman.
I think it's bullshit. I hate when people do that.
Give
It
the
annoys
guy a
me
chance
just
to
as
sort of
much
make
as
his
when
own
people.
legacy.
It annoys me just as much as when people go, well, that person is like they really should be more popular, and then they become more popular, and then everybody goes, they're so overrated.
Well, you know what? To be fair, though, we were talking before this about Fandango. You could kind of say the same thing about him. I mean, I'll be honest. Before the Raw after WrestleMania, I had no interest in Fandango, and then after that, everybody seemed to be into it. And yeah, he's got a great theme song, and he's got a solid look to him. But I don't know if I'm completely behind him as much as everybody else is. I kind of think that kind of happened with him, and it's the same thing that kind of happened with Curtis Axel.
I kind of like, not to sound like mean towards the Fandango thing, but like, I really didn't want him to win the Intercontinental Championship. I wanted the Miz to win this match beforehand because
Oh God.
I don't think Fandango would have worked as Intercontinental Champion. I don't think Curtis Axel necessarily will either, but I think he'll work better.
Who's the other
thing
guy
is-
in the matchup besides the Miz?
Wade Barrett.
champion.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Spaced out there for a little bit.
He needs
know
to drop
what?
it though. That's the thing. He needs to drop it so he can win Money in the Bank.
Yeah, he needs to drop it. I really don't want to see Miz as the champion. Miz just does nothing for me, and if they put the belt on him, it's going to be a transitional champion. You know, it's not going to mean that much. To me, Fandango made the most sense considering they were seemingly pushing him. And in the case of Curtis Axel now, I don't know, too soon? Maybe? I mean, you can take the risk and hot shot the belt onto him, but to me it just seems like it's way too soon for it, unless they really have plans to go big with this guy.
See, Curtis Axel to me is still just Michael McGillicuddy. So that's why I'm not buying into this yet. If you want to be fair, I would have rather had Curtis Axel against Sheamus on the pre-show and Damian Sandow in this match and have him win the Intercontinental Championship. But of course,
I'm in. No, that's awesome.
that doesn't seem to be ever happening the way that they never pushed Damian Sandow. But yeah, I got to go with Curtis Axel here. I think he's winning.
Yeah.
What
I'm
do you
going
feel?
with Axel as well because of the fact that they've hyped this guy to the limit. So, as far as I'm concerned, he's going to get it. He's going to clinch it, and he'll probably have a very stellar run with it, in my opinion.
Really? You think it's going to be that good?
Yeah, I think with Heyman behind him, and with the amount of challenges that are going to be coming after him for it, I think it's a good idea. He's someone who's already got a lot of momentum behind him. And it's a good idea to place him in that position now, similar to the way his father was in that position. I don't see it hurting him at all.
What do you think, Peyton?
Oh, Curtis Axel all the way. There's no way he's not walking out with that belt.
Now, as far as the outcome of the match, beyond the whole Curtis Axel winning thing, do you guys agree with me? I think that this is going to be one of those situations where Miz hits the skull-crushing finale and Curtis Axel kind of tosses him out of the ring and gets the pin.
No, Curtis Axel is going to use his finishing maneuver, the countout.
Is that... or the forfeit, or how did he win that first match? What did they constitute that?
I don't even remember.
Actually, they didn't even say anything about that, did they? They just
No.
the next week were like, by the way, he won.
Yeah, I think it might have been a no contest.
You know, I was actually going to say that I could see Miz jobbing out to Curtis Axel just because it's the Miz. But considering how they've kind of half-weighed all of his wins, I could see a situation where Miz is about to win, and then he just kind of throws him out of the way and just scoops it up just to keep continuity's sake.
Well, that way I think they can also keep Miz in the title scene and then kind of have a Miz and Curtis Axel feud after this, albeit a short one because it's Money in the Bank.
And it's the Miz.
Poor Miz. He was so much better.
I mean, he was... I don't know. Don't even get me started.
They tried.
Let's
just leave it at that. They tried.
And he's one of these guys, I don't think they're ever going to release him just because he's now such a popular name. Unless he just, they totally just flush him down the toilet. But I just don't see it happening anytime soon. I just think he's going to be one of these, he's going to get Zack Rydered eventually.
Who, Barrett?
No, The Miz.
Oh, The Miz. No, not necessarily.
Getting Rydered is like getting your career friend zoned.
Yeah, basically.
I don't see it. I think in more than one, he's probably going to end up in a situation where he will not necessarily be in the mid card, but not necessarily be out of it. He's at the upper mid card status, and they're going to probably do something with him where he'll end up competing against Ziggler or someone else.
I think post SummerSlam is going to start turning around for Miz. Not before SummerSlam though. I think this is going to be they build up to SummerSlam and then they start building around other people, and Miz is going to be a part of that.
I think Miz is kind of in the same spot Kane and the Big Show are in. They're upper mid card seat fillers. They're a guy that if you have nothing else to fill time, you slot him in, you kind of push him a little bit, you maybe give him a charity title, and then you go without pushing him for a long time, but it doesn't really kill him. It doesn't really help him, but it doesn't hurt him. Now, match qualities. Everybody think this is going to be a good match? I do. I think it's actually going to be one of the better matches of the night.
Could be.
Curtis Axel really hasn't done enough for me to make me think if he's a good enough worker or not. Miz is okay. Barrett's above average. I don't see this being worse than average. It's the best I can say.
That sounds optimistic.
It's not
worse than average.
It's not going to suck. How about that?
It has potential to be the match of the night if they, decide to basically let these guys go all out on each other, or it could end up being Miz versus Barrett at WrestleMania instead of Miz versus Barrett at Raw.
Well, I wrote about it before a little bit with that 3 stages of hell is going to hurt the undercard thing. If they do, in fact, give that too much time, I think this match is going to suffer insanely by it. And it's going to be some, 7-minute train wreck. And if they give it enough time, I think it'd actually probably be, second to third best match of the night. Of course, Jericho and Punk. You got to go with that. But,
Well, I'll be honest. Thinking about it, if there's a situation where they have to cut a matchup just for time's sake, in the case of the main event, this to me seems like the most likely matchup in that case. And if that happens, I think Barrett would probably walk away with the belt. I don't see them giving the belt to Curtis Axel on a pre-show.
See, I think if they're going to cut any time away, they would cut time from the match we're going to talk about next, Dolph Ziggler and Del Rio.
Is that for the title?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
But I don't think it matters.
Yeah.
I think that they would do that and kind of keep Ziggler safe a little bit. Go out there for 5 minutes and do something, then to do a 15-minute kind of like a safety hazard sort of thing.
And on that note, next up will be Dolph Ziggler versus Del Rio for the World Heavyweight title. Anthony, take it away.
Taking my job away from me.
Yeah, I know, right? Jesus, talk about politicking. Damn, son.
It's a segue. I'm trying to segue into the next thing. Tony, take it out.
As Miguel said, Part 8 coming your way.